with promoter Jay Cutler, and I just got a couple quick questions for him. He's the man. All right, Jay.
What's up, guys?
So, Jay, the only question I have for you, I'll just keep it on you. You are the only man in 60 years to ever lose the Mr. Olympia title and get it back. Next year, we have two guys doing the Olympia who are previous Olympia champions, Hadi and Derek Lunsford. Both of them would love to do what you did that year. Any advice for these guys, what they can do between now and then?
Man, it's elusive, right? I mean, I was fortunate enough to win the title, and you know it wasn't very easy for me to do that, right? I mean, I was second 4 times to Coleman, and then, of course, losing to Dexter in 08 and coming back in 09, which a lot of people would never even have me in the top 5 that year.
Yeah.
It's a tough journey, but if you dig deep enough and you believe in yourself, what I told Derek, and I would tell the same to Hadi, I didn't get to speak to him, but I did speak to Derek. If he was 100% and lost the show, it's a little questionable, right? Like, what's my capabilities? But both of those guys weren't at their absolute best at this year's Olympia, which allowed Samson to walk in the door. Now, Samson did improve, but those guys were not at their 100% best, and that's where I was in the same position where I was just off in 08. And I said, I gave the title to Dexter Jackson. I was able to come back in 09 with probably the best physique I had in ever, if not in years, and was able to win it back.
Yeah, I mean, one other aspect of that, and I don't know what you think about this, is a lot of people think Andrew Jack is coming up, Samson's going to be tough to beat. You got Martin Fitzwater came on very, very strong this year. It's going to be tough for Hadi and Derek to maintain those spots 2 and 3 with those guys moving up as fast as they are.
They always say the big man, the big man in shape always beats the smaller proportionate guys. But those guys they're killers up there, right? I mean, Hadi and Derek are proven. We have not seen Andrew peak yet. Listen, when I was going against Coleman and I was second continuous, and everyone said there was always going to be the next guy coming up. I mean, it was Gunter, it was Gustavo, it was Dexter, it was Victor Martinez, it was everybody, Dennis Wolf. There were so many guys that were like the next. They were the heir apparent, and they were going to challenge Coleman and challenge me, knock me out of that position. And the truth is it all comes down to that day and showing up in shape. And yes, there's a lot of guys with great genetics, but until they're proven and they're consistent, we still don't even know if Samson can, go to the Arnold and win that. I mean, sounds like Derek may throw his hat in that race, and also we got Andrew Jack in there. We got Martin Fitzwater, who had an unbelievable showing at the Olympia, being 4th. And let's not forget about some of the sleepers that might be there too.
Yeah. Okay, I lied. One last question. Is it a mistake for guys to do the Olympia and the Arnold in the same year?
Absolutely not. I mean, I won the Arnold and got second at the Olympia very consistently. 02, 3, and 4. I was first and second, between that and the Olympia. And listen, it's $500,000. It's a big prize. We all know we love to do bodybuilding, but when the prize money gets up to the portions that we are now, I mean, it's life-changing check. And I know Arnold Classic, being, Arnold's show, what is the meaning of that contest? I mean, I always was reminded, yes, I won the Olympia, but whenever someone brings up my titles, I always say, don't forget 3-time Arnold Classic champ. And that title meant, that set me up. I'll be honest. Those Arnold Classic victories set me up financially for the rest of my life, because I was able to invest in all the properties I did and really just kind of pivot, away from the Olympia and actually gather a huge prize at the time, which was huge money. A Hummer and 100,000 watches, all that stuff. But it's also Schwarzenegger's title. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the reason we all got into this. He was a huge inspiration, still continues to be, especially now for even classic physique. Look at what he's brought to bodybuilding. He was able to take it to the next level and do much bigger things, but he still recognizes and gives back to bodybuilding, and I love that about Schwarzenegger, and I love that about the production. Brian Powers, we're all present. We all love that contest, and it is right now the second most elite contest on the planet, and we'll see what the prize money is. Let's see if Arnold even throws more at it than the $500K. We'll see.
Tell me the last thing is, do you agree with my prediction? we're 2 years at most away from a $1 million prize for Olympia.
I think it might be sooner than that. But, you know, $1 million, I mean, we always used to rave about $1 million. When you really think about it, bodybuilding, the prize should be, I feel like, a lot more. But I think that, you know, we're very, very close. I mean, we just saw this bump 200,000 at the Olympia. I think it was very great standing for Jake Wood to do that. You saw Schwarzenegger mention it last year. I mean, he went from, what was it, what was the prize? What was Arnold's? What was it 150 or?
They bumped it up?
Yeah, what was the last year's? Was it 300 or?
400.
No,
they bumped it up. It's going to be, it was 400.
It's 500. It's 500. Okay, I mean, that's a big Arnold prize. I mean, like I said, when I was winning my 3, truck and 100 grand. Yeah. So that's a big boost, and we'll see what the other positions are. And, you know, it's still open bodybuilding. It's still the major draw. We'll see some great bodies up there, but yeah, we're close to that $1 million. I mean, the Olympia total was $2 million. Yeah. But, you know, when we see the first place open take $1 million, I mean, it's going to be a huge milestone for us.
That'd be awesome. All right, man. Thank you so much, Jay. Thanks for coming back to Boston twice every year. Jay promotes the NPC Jay Cutler Classic every spring in May and the NPC New England every fall. Great turnouts, great audience, great venue here that we used to party at back in the old days, the Roxy. So,
I never went to the Roxy when it was actually a club, you know.
We used to go to Avalon.
Yes.
On Lansdowne Street.
Yeah, so once again, you know, I know a lot of you guys are following Ron's channel. Congratulations on the success of the channel. You've been covering the media. I know a lot of talk right now about the Prague show. We're going to see some, we're going to see C-Bomb jump in there. And, you know, I predicted on your show that he was not going to retire.
No, for once I'm right.
And you know what? The funny thing is Chris, he did retire, but he's competing again. Yeah. So I guess I was kind of right? So
it's a tricky situation.
I mean, we'll see. I'm going to see if, you know, he's very young to retire. You guys that are following this, I mean, whether it's male, female, listen, 29, 30, that's an early age to step away. I mean, yes, you have so many great things in your life. We know Chris is wildly successful at what he does and, you know, had a lot of life-changing moments the last couple years. But, you know, we'll see what he does. I mean, maybe he'll just throw his hat and just really just give back to bodybuilding and support the shows, promote. I know he's promoting a show in Texas now with an NPC show, so I'm sure a lot of you guys will be able to you know, rub shoulders with him. I'm sure he'll continue to be a great representative. He's been super for that division, obviously the pioneer. And, you know, we'll see how him and Martin and all the rest of the guys stack up. We know Akeem's in there, a lot of great bodies in Prague. Yeah, Sean Carita. Yeah. So we have a lot of crossover divisions, and that just proves that this thing is continuing to grow. I mean, Chris started as a bodybuilder. I remember when he turned pro. And, you know, obviously the classic division was his step forward because of his height. So there's always a space for people to get on stage. So I encourage you guys to keep following along Ron's channel and keep updated on all the outcomes of these contests, because I know he's doing these live feeds and you'll be able to get the information firsthand.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thanks everybody for watching. Ron Harris for Ron Harris Muscle.